Canadian plastic straws are back. Well, kind of. Remember this Canadian heritage moment when Katy Perry's new boyfriend announced a nationwide ban on single-use plastics? Take a listen.
And what do you and your family do to cut back on plastics?
We have recently switched to drinking water bottles out of water out of when we have water bottles out of a plastic, away from plastic towards paper, like drink box water bottles sort of things.
Straws now, though, well, they're going to be back in Canadian factories, back on our production lines, back being made by Canadian workers using Canadian materials under strict Canadian regulations. But don't get too excited because these straws are not for us Canadians. As first reported by Blacklock's reporter, Environment Minister Julie DeBrusen served legal notice that Ottawa is reversing part of its plastic ban. Manufacturers can once again make plastic straws, cutlery, and other so-called single-use plastics, but only for export, almost entirely to the United States. Elbows up, you guys, but why the sudden flexibility here? Well, because banning exports would cause economic harms. That's the government's language, not mine, but it sounds a lot like something I said years ago when they decided to ban a massive part of our economy. According to Ottawa's own regulatory impact analysis, Canada's plastics industry generates $35 billion a year with $15 billion in exports, most of it going to our friends, the Americans. Officials now admit that blocking those exports wouldn't reduce global plastic pollution at all. Yeah, we know. It would just shift production elsewhere and kneecap Canadian businesses. So, of course, the government blinked. But let's pause on what this actually means for us. Plastic straws were banned because they were allegedly toxic. A Schedule I toxin, actually, like lead, asbestos, and mercury. A threat to the environment and human health. Canadians were told to suck it up, literally, with soggy paper straws and higher costs to the tune of $205 million a year. But now our Liberal government, in all their wisdom, admit what we were saying all along. Those same products are safe enough to manufacture, important enough to protect economically, and acceptable enough to ship by the billions to the Americans. So toxic for Canadians, safe for Americans. Seems legit. Follow the science, everybody. Even the Liberal government's own internal review in 2023 admitted there was no evidence the plastic ban reduced pollution. A federal court later ruled the government didn't have the evidence to declare all plastic products toxic in the first place, because they're not toxic. Like, I wouldn't put them in the microwave, but we know they're by and large safe. I mean, think about how much single-use plastic is required in healthcare. And yet, despite admitting all of these things, Canadians are still banned from using the very products our own country makes with our oil, our labor, our people in our factories, because we know this was never about pollution. It never is. It was about symbolism, virtue signaling, control, and of course, punishing consumers. Right up until that punishment threatened big business export revenue. Once big money was on the line, suddenly economic harms actually mattered. Except when those economic harms didn't matter to the Liberals, when it was small business owners forced to use more expensive, useless paper straws and bamboo forks. So yes, plastic straws are back. Just not for you. For Rebel News, I'm Sheila Gunn-Reid. This green inconvenience being levied on Canadians, well, it's useless, but it's all part of the Great Green Reset, where global governments and big businesses collude to control your life through environmental policy. To sign our petition against it, please go to nogreenreset.com.